What's up, everyone, and welcome back to the T&C podcast, Week 3 NFL. Guest picker Luke. Round of applause for him.
Yes, sir.
So Christian, let's recap last week real quick, and then we'll get into it. Huge week for the boys.
Huge.
I believe we had plus 8 units or something like that. So both lock of the weeks were cashed. But let's recap that, Christian.
So I had the lock of the week with the Cowboys money line. Had me terrified. And then I had the Giants money line, which
it was the
really,
parlay.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. The parlay, the Giants money line, the Cowboys money line, and then I had, what was the last one? I'm trying to remember.
You had Eagles -6 with the push.
Yep. Hawkinson over 4.5.
Hawkinson over 4.5, which cashed. That was a little.
And 49ers in the parlay. Half. That's what it was.
And 49ers, and then Colts -1 as well. Those were your 4.
I
had Chiefs -3. That was a scary one for me, but they got it done. Bengals -3. I thought that was a bounce back spot for them at home. Joe Burrow's haircut obviously did not help him. Rams +8. Shout out to McVay for kicking that field goal for the backdoor cover. Listen, that game, I told you last week, I said a lot of people were on the 49ers, and I was like, hey, Stafford has looked really good. He looks like 2021 Stafford.
Right.
He played really well, and they still didn't almost cover, but like I said, thank God for the
and this rookie receiver, bro.
That one.
Puka.
Yeah, this rookie receiver.
God.
It's crazy.
Imagine when Kupp comes back.
Right.
And they got him and Puka. I mean,
and then what was Zach's picks? Zach had I think he went 2-1 or 1-2.
Yeah, well, I'm gonna hold on. I had one more. Yeah, my lock of the week was Bills -8.
That's right.
Obviously, like it wasn't even a sweat. It was score 38-10. Easy cash there for 2 units. And then Zach had the Cowboys -9, I believe.
Yep. He had Eagles -6.5, unfortunately, because he got it on the hook.
Oh, wow. That's
so he missed that one, and then he missed. What was his last one? I don't remember. But anyway, on to a new week.
But anyways, good week for the boys. We went 8-3-2. We added some plays on Twitter. If you follow our Twitter account, if you don't, go follow it. But 8-3-2 plus 7.44 units on the weekend. So let's see what we can do this week.
Absolutely, and follow the Twitter if you're wanting to get the live bets. But just so you know, these records on the podcast aren't any of our Twitter or live bets. It's all of our podcast bets. So all the ones that have been accumulated in these videos. But let's go ahead and hop into the first game. We got 49ers Giants. Troy, I'm going to let you go ahead and take it away on this one. We got San Francisco -10, and we got it over-under of 45.
Yeah, this number is I want to take the Giants here just because it's 10.
Right.
But again, the 49ers are too good. And with me, if I were to bet the 49ers, I'm betting at the highest value that they're at right now. That's how good they've been playing. I feel like this number would be maybe a little bit less if the Giants really came out week 1 and didn't get shut out 40-0. But that line is just too much for me to even talk about. I don't even want to look at it anymore. I want to take the Giants. I really want to take them, but I can't do it. So I'm just going to pass on this one.
Yeah, I don't blame you there. Luke, you got anything on this one, brother?
Nothing. I mean, San Francisco's clearly the clear favorite, the better team, and I think Giants taking that as a reach. So nothing on this one.
Yeah, the Giants. This is just an ugly game for me. I'm kind of with Luke on this one. It just seems like a reach if you go for the Giants on this one. And
numbers too big to take the 49ers, but the Giants, I don't trust.
And also, not to mention, dude, Saquon just got hurt. Like, we really think they're going to come out and cover a 10-point spread the week after Saquon just got hurt. We know he's not playing this week, so let's keep it short on this one. But next one we got Atlanta versus Detroit. I believe the line is -3.5 Detroit, and we got an over/under of 47. Troy, what you got on this one, buddy?
Yeah, so this line was at 5.5 when it opened Sunday night, I believe. And it immediately got bet down at 3.5. So this would have been one of my plays if I would have got it at 5.5. But now I'm kind of leaning like if that number gets to 3, I think I would go Detroit.
Right. This line was at 5.5 at one point.
Yeah. So I didn't get the number I would have like at 5.5. I'm taking the Falcons and I'm rolling with it.
Jumped on that.
The number is now It's actually at 3 now. I just looked, so
Yeah.
it's even coming down now. It would be maybe a lean to the Lions now at 3, but again, I like the Falcons at 5.5, so
Yeah.
I'm going to
For
pass
sure.
on this one.
What you got on this one, Luke?
I mean, I'm with Troy. If I would have got it at 5.5, I'd have liked it as well. I was thinking about making 3.5 my lock too, but I didn't want to bet on emotions.
Right.
So I mean, I like Atlanta. I'm with Atlanta, but Detroit's a good team, so nothing for me.
Yeah. I was actually had a sneaky little. I don't have any play on this one personally, but I was thinking of a sneaky little player prop here. I was thinking of a Desmond Ritter over 0.5 interceptions here. So just basically betting on Desmond Ritter to throw an interception. I think he hasn't thrown an interception yet. And he threw one straight to Jair Alexander's chest last week. So I think he's due to throw an interception, honestly. So that's the only thing I could think.
This is their first road game, right?
Yeah. Yeah, the first 2 are at home.
Right.
So
Ritter's first road game as a starter.
Yeah, in Detroit, bro.
Year, but
in Detroit, which is nothing to be scared about, but also at the same time.
And they just came off of a close loss.
Yeah. Yeah,
right.
I could see them definitely winning this by a touchdown or more. But all right, next game we got Chargers Vikings. I got a pick on this one, so I'm gonna let you and Luke go after this one, Troy, and then I'll come in here with my pick.
Luke, what you think on this one?
I mean, these two teams might be the scariest teams to bet on in the NFL. Talk about teams choking. Chargers, I mean, they could be up 30 and still not cover. Minnesota, I mean, one quarter they're playing good, next quarter they're playing bad. So nothing for me. I don't know. It's a toss-up. I mean, I like both teams. Quarterback-wise, I go Justin Herbert, but I can't trust them to win a game for whatever reason. I mean, the Chargers honestly have one of the most talented rosters in the whole NFL, top to bottom, defense, offense. I mean, it's just crazy.
You wonder, it's kind of like, how are you losing these games? And you look at their head coach, and you're like,
gotta go.
Now, yeah. So for me on this one, I don't really see any value in taking either side. Kind of when I look at these plays, I try to look for some type of value in points. Where this one is just, I think it started at Chargers -2. It got to Vikings -1. I think it's a pick 'em now. It keeps moving all over the place. Both these teams are really good offenses. Their defenses are terrible, so it's going to be one of those, I think, shootout games. If anything, I would take the over, but I'm not really big into taking over-under. So for me, I'm just going to let Christian ride on this one. What you got?
So for this one, I am going to have Chargers money line. It's my first pick of the week. The reason I have Chargers money line is because if the Chargers do not win this game, they're basically playing for their head coach this game. Vikings, a little different story. They always kind of start off slow. They got 2 offensive linemen hurt. They got some issues like in the roster, which is also another reason why I'm betting Chargers. We saw last week with the Vikings, and when they played against the Bucs as well, their offensive line, I believe they're still missing their center and their left tackle. So I think that this is just gonna be, I think this is the game for the Chargers defense to wake up, and that's going to be the scary part. Is if that defense wakes up and then they're playing against this god awful Vikings offense, I think this could be a blowout, honestly. So yeah, for that reason, I got Chargers money line as my first pick of the week, and I'm definitely love that pick and ride them with that one. So next game we got is going to be the Saints versus Packers with a Green Bay at -2 with an over under of 42.5. I'm going to let you go on this one, Troy. This is just a fucking weird game for me, buddy.
Yeah. Yeah, it's one of those games where we're still trying to learn Jordan Love and the Packers, and we're trying to learn Derek Carr with the Saints right now. I know the Saints are 2-0, but, I mean, the 2 teams they beat were not that very good.
We all watched
rookie
Monday
quarterback
night's
last
game.
week.
Low scoring ugly games.
Terrible backdoor push on that one, but yeah, it's one of those I don't know too much about them because it's they're so new in this season, and I just don't like betting on teams I don't know a ton about. That's Jordan Love and with Derek Carr with the Saints. So for me, I'm just gonna pass on this one. I know Green Bay's at home, so really great atmosphere there, but I don't like it enough to put it in a play on it. So Luke, what are you thinking?
Yeah, I'm kind of with you. Nothing for me as well. If I had to take something, I'd probably lean Green Bay, just because they're at home, too. I feel like they could win by a field goal. In New Orleans, I mean, Derek Carr is struggling. So
yeah,
if I had to roll some way, I'd get Green Bay, but nothing for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm kind of with Luke on this one. I think New Orleans is really struggling right now, and they got one. I think it's one more game till Alvin Kamara's back, right?
Right.
So I could see them
Yeah, I
dropping
believe
this
so.
game. So they win the first two. They drop this one, get Alvin Kamara back. I don't know who they play after this week, but I could see them definitely dropping this game to Green Bay. Not something I'm gonna
They play
bet
the
on.
Bucs next week.
Oh yeah. This might be a game time play because I could definitely see the Saints. But the only reason I'm not going to bet against this team is because of that defense. That defense is too good. Don't trust Jordan Love enough. Doesn't have any weapons.
Yeah.
The only weapon on that team is Aaron Jones. So for that reason, I'm going to pass. Honestly, with that defense, I honestly may lean towards Saints +2 because of that defense is so good. But let's go to this next game. Jags versus Texans. And we got a Jags -10 with an over-under of 44. I don't have anything on this one. I know Troy's got a pick on this one, so I'll give my quick 2 cents and pass it over to Luke. But yeah, I don't love this spot. I was really wanting to take Texans +10. Was looking at some earlier year scores. I know that the Jags beat the Texans last year at one point. I think it was 31-10 or 31-9. So that kind of had me interested, but just didn't have me enough. I think they only didn't cover in one game in the past 2 years, which was the only reason that made me interested in it. But I don't have anything on this one. Luke, what you got on this one, buddy?
Yeah, nothing for me as well. The double-digit spreads are always kind of scary. The Jags really haven't looked too great, even though I still believe in them. Texans haven't looked too great either, but they put up points against the Colts last week. But nothing for me. But I like the Jags straight up. I do like them to beat Houston the spread.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, so for me, this is going to be one of my plays. I'm taking the Texans +10. So I really don't understand why. This goes back to week 1 when I had Texans +10 against the Ravens. I don't understand why the Jaguars are kind of in that same conversation as the Ravens. This spread, I think, should be more like 7 to 8, not at 10. So there's too much value there for me to pass up. 10 points in an NFL game, again, I love spreads like that. And then C.J. Stroud last week, if you look at plays where he's not getting just absolutely brushed immediately because of how bad the offensive line is, he's actually he's been pretty good. And he finally found his number one guy, Nico Collins, last week. He had a really good game. So I'm taking the Texans +10. I know they're on the road, but the Jags looked awful last week. Their red zone offense is not good. They'll drive the ball down the field, but the red zone offense has been really bad. So, yeah, give me the Texans +10. I love this spot for them. 0-2 to start the year, so they're trying to get a win right here. So let's go Texans +10, cash that thing.
They got to win a game,
I think they
right?
might win it.
Yeah,
I like it a lot. So
yeah, I could definitely see it being one of those scary games, where the Jags are only or down a touchdown with starting the third quarter or something like that. Yeah. And then somehow the Texans
back and win by a touchdown or something.
A touchdown or field goal.
That's exactly how I see it.
But all right.
Over is 44 as well. I mean, I think both of the teams should score.
Yeah, I was about to say, I could definitely look at that over-under. That's a great point. You're actually making me think a little more about that.
Both the teams are going to sling it.
Yeah, for sure. But all right, the next one we got is Broncos versus Dolphins. I know that me and Troy both have a pick on this game, so Luke, I'll let you kind of start this one off. We got Miami -7 with an over/under of 48.
Okay, I mean, I definitely like Miami as a better team. 6 points. I mean, I like them to win by a touchdown. Obviously, I don't have a pick in this game, but Denver kind of scares me. I mean,
yeah,
they have a pretty decent defense, and Russell Wilson does not want to start out 0-3. But Miami with their deep threat scares me. So I'm at the pass on this one, but it's going to be an interesting one.
All right. Troy, what you got on this one, buddy?
Yeah, so this is my lock of the week. So far, 2-0 on those. We had Jags -5 week 1. I had Bills -8 last week. So looking to go 3-0. Listen, this number is inflated. I know the Broncos have lost the first 2 games this year, and the Dolphins have looked really good, and that's why I love this line, because all the public's going to be coming in on the Dolphins. I mean, all the public, and then you see the money coming in on the Broncos. I love that spot. Broncos +7. Sean Payton's not going 0-3. I think they have a chance to win this game. And Russell Wilson, I mean, he looked pretty good last week until they got to like the fourth quarter, but he's coming along. I feel like they have really good receivers on the outside, Judy and Sutton. So again, I think the number's inflated because all the hype the Dolphins are around. This should be more 3.5, 4, I think. So give me the Broncos +7, and I think we win this one pretty easily.
Yep. So me and Troy are actually going to be on the same page here. It's not going to be my lock of the week, but it is going to be one of my picks. Broncos +7. Kind of just to reiterate what Troy said. I don't know if you guys watched the Broncos game last week, but Russell Wilson looked really good. They actually won that game. That was pass interference on that last play. So bad, dude. It was ugly. So honestly, after a tough loss like that, I always love taking a team after they have a tough loss like that, especially with a +7 spread. Also, don't get me wrong, Dolphins are a great team, but everyone's talking about them being the best team in the NFL right now. And their heads are the size of watermelons right now. And I just think they're a little cocky. They're gonna drop a game, and I think that it might not be this one, but this one's gonna scare them if they don't drop it. So yeah, for that reason, I could see the Broncos with an outright win here. I got them at +7, and honestly, love
I'll
that
make
lock
another
of the week.
note. I'll make another note. Since I sent this pick to you earlier today, the line is now dropped to 6.5. So that's in our favor there. So it's another makes me feel even better about it.
And the Broncos have only lost by a combined 3 points all year.
Yeah, exactly.
1 point first
Good
game,
point.
2 points second game.
And I
So,
love
mean,
the point
fighting.
too. Yeah, like 0-2 Sean Payton. Dude, he's not going 0-3. Like, no way, man. Not his first year back. But all right, sweet. So we got the Broncos +7. So I know we got Titans versus Browns coming up next. Let's
This will
see.
be fun, Cole.
Oh yeah, this is gonna be a fun one. Luke, we'll go ahead and let you take this one, and then me and Troy will argue for a minute.
Yeah, this is a scary one. I don't know. I mean, I don't have a pick in this game, but the Browns look pretty bad against the Steelers. I mean, the Steelers' offense couldn't move the ball. It was really the Steelers' defense that beat Cleveland. And then Tennessee, I mean, they run the ball. So it's really, and then with Nick Chubb being out, I don't really know how this game's going to go. I could see this game being a super close game, but I have nothing in this one. What you got?
Troy, you want to go on this one?
Yeah, I'll go ahead and go. Yeah, so this line opened at, I believe it was 5, Cone.
Yeah,
and
I think
then
so.
it got down to 3.5 pretty quick. So earlier today it was at 3 actually, and it went back up. So I had the Browns at -3 this morning, and now we're at 3.5. So I'm glad I took it then. So yeah, I'm taking the Browns -3. The Browns defense is really, really solid, and I don't see them giving up 2 defensive touchdowns again. And Ryan Tannehill, I mean, he's not good.
Easy.
Yeah, he's not good.
God, dude.
The Browns have a really good pass rush with Myles Garrett. And I mean, Nick Chubb's out now. Prayers up to Nick Chubb. So sad to see that. So Deshaun Watson's got to take over this team, and he's got to be who he is. Like, I hate the way that these quarterbacks get older and they try to keep him in the pocket more, but he's not that guy. Let him get out the pocket. Let him create plays. I think that should happen this weekend with Chubb being out now that he's not the focal point of this offense. So I like the Browns -3. I know a lot of the public's going to be on the Titans. They're a big public dog this week. I hate public dogs. So, yeah, give me the Browns -3.
Alrighty. So Troy, yep, you got Browns -3. I'm going to tell you why that's completely wrong. Lock of the week here. I'm
Lock of the week.
2-0 as well. Lock of the week here is Titans +3.5. Let me go ahead and talk to you real quick. All right.
So you got it at 3.5 earlier, correct?
Correct. I got it at 3.5.
I'm glad you didn't take it at 3 because then you get that half a point. You get that
First of all, we all know 3.5 is my favorite number. 3.5 is the best number in football to get. If you got a close game and you got +3.5, you're winning on that hook. This could be easily. It's going to be either a field goal game or Titans are winning this game. I'm going to tell you right now how this game's going to go. Titans are to control the time. These are 2 run-heavy teams. We've been waiting to see what Deshaun Watson can do all year. We're gonna see Deshaun Watson from the past from the Texans. He's been dog shit. He can't get the ball up the field. He can't complete a pass. He's like he's a glorified Desmond Ritter. He's a shiny Desmond Ritter. The Titans are gonna just wear these boys down and just run the football. And guess what? Breaking news today. One of the reasons I was super happy I took this bet because I took it yesterday. But the Browns, it just came out. The Browns are not happy with their backup running back, Jerome Ford, I believe is his name. Isn't that his name, Jerome Ford?
That's him.
Yeah. They are looking for a free agent running back.
They already signed him. Kareem Hunt got signed today.
Is he playing this week?
I mean, I'm sure he is. He already knows the offense. I mean, he was there for 4 years, so.
Yeah, I don't know. Either a running back that's coming in week 1 or a running back that they aren't happy with carrying the ball. And I just don't think that they have the weapons to get it done through the air.
Where did you see they weren't happy with Jerome Ford?
ESPN. It was an ESPN article.
Okay,
it was an ESPN article.
Gotcha.
Browns unhappy with Ford or something.
He ran pretty good to be unhappy. But
It was weird. I saw the article come out and it was like they had like a press release or something, but I don't know. But so I got lock of the week Titans plus 3.5.
Well, I mean, there's a way where you win this and I push this as well. So
yes.
Which
Absolutely.
I don't want that to happen. I want to win this thing. So I just want to tell you exactly why you're wrong.
Hey, may the best man win. May the best man win.
Yeah. Well, here we go. So let's go to the next one.
All right. So the next one we got Bills versus Commanders. Let's see here. We got
We got to pick on this one, right?
Spread of Buffalo minus 6.5 with an over under of 46. Me and Troy will take this one away, and then we'll let you know why. We'll let Luke go in his spiel why he's taking his pick. So go ahead, Troy.
I'll start it, and if I had to take something here, I'd probably go with the Bills again. I think they're going to win this ball game, and when they do, when Josh Allen wins with the Bills, he went big. Just a proven thing. I think I saw a stat the other day where it was like 48 out of his like 70 wins. I don't know. Don't quote me on that, but it's something crazy. Like the percentage is wild. He covers big numbers. So I would lean the Bills here, but they're on the road against the Commanders' tough D, so I kind of maybe stay away from it. But I mean, it's hard for me to just say, I don't know. That's why I'm staying away. There's just too many variables to look at. So, Colin, what do you think?
I kind of disagree with you. I think the Commanders are the real deal, man. I hate to be this bandwagon guy, but I think Sam Howell is a guy. I don't love this minus 6.5 number though. If I could have got it at 7, I probably would have taken it with the Commanders. I really love 7. 7.5. I'm hammering it and probably putting 2 units on it. But yeah, that minus 6.5 number just doesn't do it enough for me. But I could definitely see the Commanders possibly pulling out a little money line win, maybe, or a little backdoor win on the Bills. But I just think the Bills have seen so many faults this year that they gotta have like a really good season because they got a lot of doubters and haters. But I don't have anything a pick on this one. But if it was plus 7 or plus 7.5, I definitely would have taken it. Luke, what you got on this one?
Yeah, so my pick of the week, I have 3, and the first one's going to be Commanders plus 6.5. I probably will end up buying points later on in the week. Hopefully, people jump on the Bills. But I believe in Washington, they have studs on the defensive line. I mean, Chase Young came out and balled out last week. And I think if they get pressure on Josh Allen, that there's potential that he might turn over the ball. And I think if Josh Allen doesn't turn over the ball, Buffalo wins big. But I think with Washington being at home and potentially having that good defense force Josh Allen to turn over the ball, they might get good field position and kick a few field goals and keep the game close. And Sam Howell, I think, is playing better than most people think. I probably will buy points in this just for the simple fact that the Commanders they're 2-0 against 2 bad teams, quote unquote. Considering the Denver Broncos are 0-2, we kind of are high on them. But I do like the Commanders plus 6.5, and that's what I'm rolling with.
Love it. I love it. But that's a good point too. Just to reiterate kind of what he said. Like when Josh Allen's turning over the ball, it gets ugly quick. Like, you know what I mean? Like, when he has one turnover, it's not like one turnover. It's one turnover and then another one lead. Yeah, and it starts like... So I think you're right, Luke. If he doesn't turn over the ball, they win big. But I think if that pass rush... Yeah, if that pass rush can get to him, though, and they get a fumble early, and then he's a little rattled, and because I feel like he gets rattled, like, very easily. And I feel like that's why they always lose to the Chiefs, too. Like, they're always in the position to win, and then he gets rattled and makes a mistake. But, yeah, I honestly love that pick. But let's hop into this next one. We got Colts versus Ravens. Let's see. We got a Baltimore -8 with an over-under of 44. I don't really have anything in this one. Troy, what you got on this one, buddy?
Yeah, no official play for me on this one. And the reason why is because I don't know who's playing quarterback. Is AR going to be good to go? Is Minshew playing? Just too many unknowns right now. If AR was playing and this number was at 8, then I'd probably take the Colts. But I think if he gets announced that he's playing, the number's going to drop. So if you like the Colts and you think he's going to play, I would take it now. But just for that simple fact, I can't really mess with this game.
Absolutely. Luke, you got anything on this one?
Yeah, so another one of my picks is going to be Colts +8. I'm a fan of Baltimore. I just think 8 points, people, like you said, AR might not be playing, so people might be jumping on Baltimore. People just don't know. And I think 8's a lot of points to give the Colts. Colts have a good defense. Ravens have 9 players on IR.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
And there was a stat that I was looking at, and, Lamar Jackson, since joining in 2018, there's a few games he missed, but the Ravens are 14-24 against the spread as at-home favorites. And I think this is one of the games that kind of gets ugly. I think Baltimore is going to run the ball. They're going to play good, but the Colts have a good defense. And I think if Minshew does play, he reminds me a little bit of Fitzpatrick. He's going to come in and give you some magic. He's not going to be a
won me money last week.
Exactly.
Yeah.
He's not going to.
He's not terrible. Yeah,
Exactly.
I like your pick, man. I really do. I'm just scared of the quarterback situation. So
yeah, dude. Out of all the lines that I saw this week, there's a lot of big lines, and I just had to kind of grab one that was +8. I kind of like that, and I was looking at the spreads and stuff, and I just think that Baltimore is not really a team that's going to go out there and blow somebody out. They're kind of going to get up and just run the ball and control the clock.
Yeah,
you're
right.
+8, I like it, and let's lock it in.
I love it. Yeah. And one more thing on this game too is if AR plays, like this +8's almost like guaranteed. I feel like I hate another bandwagon quarterback that I've kind of been on. I'm not huge on Bryce Young, and I'm not huge on Desmond Ridder. Even being a Falcons fan, I'm not huge on Desmond Ridder. But dude, I'm big on AR. He looked good. If he can stay healthy, he's gonna be good. But how good can he be for it? It might be like 2 years, it might be 3 years, it might be 6 months. We don't know.
Yeah, he just needs to slide, and I think
he needs to go talk to Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts is really good about taking smart damage. But I love the Colts +8. This might be a game time play for me. If AR's playing and this line's still sitting like that. Even if the AR's not playing, I don't think it's a huge downgrade at quarterback with Gardner Minshew. But yeah, honestly, this might be a game time play for me, especially if they keep disrespecting my man Minshew like that after he won me money. But
stash.
Yeah, for real. But all right, so the next one we got is Pats versus Jets, a little division game, and I believe this is in New York.
Yes.
So this to me, I'll kind of start this one off. I don't have any picks on this one, but. This one's just going to be a super, super ugly game. I think this is going to be like only value I could see here is maybe an under. I think both of these are probably bottom 5 offenses in the league. I'd probably say with Zach Wilson at quarterback, of course. I just think he is god awful, especially when he's playing against the Patriots defense, which is just going to get pass rush to him every time. He's going to be getting hit a lot. So only value I could see in this one is an under because the Jets defense is also a top 5 defense in the NFL. But also I could see 3 defensive touchdowns from each team here and blowing the over out the water. So I'm going to pass on this one. But what you got anything on this one, Troy?
Yeah. This is one of those another play of mine that I couldn't put in here for the podcast because we only have 4 plays we're doing, but it's definitely going to be one.
So we'll call this a lean. We'll call this a lean.
Yeah. So I'm going to lean Patriots here, minus the 2.5. don't usually like taking public favorites, but this is just one of those spots where you have to. Zach Wilson's just like I'm a fan of Zach Wilson. I really am pulling for him, and I hope he figures it out. But
he fucking sucks.
Bill Belichick is your is the guy behind the mic on the other side. So, yeah, I just don't see him doing anything good this game. They're gonna have to win like the Steelers did last week against the Browns with 2 defensive touchdowns or something. And Patriots are too disciplined for that. So yeah, I like the Pats minus 2.5. Definitely lean that way. It's not an official play, but I love that number.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know how easy it's going to be to scheme against Zach Wilson?
Right.
It's going to be so easy for Belichick. He's going to be like, oh, this is going to be a walk in the park. But, Luke, you got anything on this one?
No official play for me, but I'm in Troy. I'll probably be leaning Patriots way. I mean, that minus 2.5. I mean, all my life I might be leaning a little biased, but all my life these two teams are completely different sides of the spectrum. You know, Patriots winning, Jets suck.
Well,
so
to add to that, I just thought about this.
And Belichick's 0-2.
Patriots, yeah, and I think the Patriots have won 14 straight against the Jets.
Yeah, but with me, that's a double-edged sword. Is like the Jets are due, but the Patriots got the history. So, but
Belichick might just know the in and outs of the Jets.
But honestly, in the betting world, to me, this just screams out like stay away unless you're just a diehard Belichick guy and you're just like Belichick, you know, -3 disrespectful or -2.5. I think it's at now. But yeah, this is a stay away game for me. But the next one we got is Panthers versus Seahawks. A little NFC matchup here with Seahawks -6 with an over-under of 42. This is at Seattle. I don't really have much on this one. Only thing I could probably have on this one is Carolina looks really bad. I think Carolina only wins maximum of 5 to 6 games this year, and that's being really generous. So only way I could look would be like putting the Seahawks in a teaser or something like that, but Seahawks -6 I really don't hate. So if gun to my head and I had to take a spread, I'm definitely taking Seahawks -6, but I'm not going to touch it. Anything on this one, Troy?
Yeah, no, I don't like the play at all. If I had to go somewhere, it would probably be Panthers +6. The Seahawks aren't 6 points better than the Panthers. But Bryce Young, again, a rookie quarterback on the road against the Seahawks at the Seahawks. So
I take that back.
Me there, which is why
DK Metcalf's hurt, by the way. He's not playing this week, I don't think.
Yeah, they got Lockett. They got plenty of guys. That's not.
Are you sure? Because I thought he got knocked out and then he came back into the game. I thought last week. I'm not sure.
He did.
I think he's questionable though, so he may not be playing this week. So I think he got hurt again, like it's a whole different injury at the end of the game. But I could be wrong about that.
You got any things on this game or?
No official play for me. I guess, like I said, gun to my head, Seahawks -6. I don't know. Carolina's got a good defense, but Seattle's got a good offense. I mean, they got some players.
Yeah, I mean, they got Burns is on that side of the ball.
Their defensive line always plays well.
Yeah.
They got Burns and that one defensive tackle. But, yeah, dude, everyone keeps saying Carolina Panthers' defense is good. I'm like, they got, like, 2 players. I don't know. I think they should have made some better trades in the offseason for Bryce Young just to set up their offense better. Like, just kind of, like, let your defense suck and build your offensive line up and build around that first pick in the draft. Because, like, offensive line looks horrible. Defense just looks like you got 3 or 4 good players, so they're decent.
That in the offseason.
But
the draft, they'll get some. They'll address that. I mean, there's only so much you can do with a draft in an offseason.
Yeah, hopefully we shall see, but that's later news. But the next game we got is Bears versus Chiefs. This is a crazy line. No one would have guessed this at the beginning of the season.
What a fucking day right here for the Bears. Justin Fields said the coaching was bad. That's why he sucked. Then he came back and said that's not what he said. Then the defensive coordinator resigns out of nowhere, and then it comes out that
who's the coordinator?
Tillman, the Bears. Did I say the Chiefs? The Bears.
No. Who's the coordinator? Who's the coordinator for the Bears that resigned?
I forgot his name.
Can't remember his name.
What I do know is Tillman, the defensive back for the Bears back in the day. He's an FBI agent now, and he's the one who told the Bears organization that they were raiding his house. The FBI was raiding his house.
Wow.
So
Alan Williams.
I'm not gonna. Yeah, there you go. I'm not gonna say exactly. You can go look it up, but wild stuff, and that's why I would be all over the fucking Bears. And it is. That's sports betting for you, right? Everybody in the public's going to be all over the Chiefs. Oh my God, there's crazy shit happening with the Bears, blah blah blah, and then the Bears come in and cover that number. Not one of my official plays, but I would lean that way. 12.5 is a ton of points. And then the Chiefs' offense has not looked like the Chiefs' offense the first 2 weeks, so kind of a question mark there. I know they got Patty Mahomes, but anyways, what are y'all thinking?
What you got on this one, Luke? Anything?
No official plays for me. I mean, that spread's too big, and I would trust the Chiefs another year to cover that spread, but this year they look a little shaky, and I definitely do not trust the Bears. So nothing for me.
Yeah, this is a weird one for me. I'm not going to touch this one, but if I was to go anywhere, it's kind of the same thing that Troy was saying. I'd probably go Bears plus 12.5 because it's just one of those weird things where they just come in and Chiefs are known to not cover games, especially big spreads.
Yeah,
Chiefs
get
get big spreads every year, and they don't cover them. It's just like...
And they're not scoring this year.
Yeah, exactly. And they're not scoring this year, so they're getting big spreads, and they're not scoring. So I would be all over the Bears here. This is another, like, maybe game time plays, like a little lean for me, Bears plus 12.5.
If it gets to, like, 14, maybe.
Yeah. 14, I'm putting...
It's a possibility.
I'm putting...
I don't know if the public's going to move the line that much, so we'll see. But
yeah, this is one of those games where the Bears come out and surprise everybody, or the Kansas City just embarrasses them as a franchise and just shows how much of a mess they are. You know what I mean? So, and for that reason, yeah, I'm staying out. But this next game, holy shit, talk about an ugly game this could be. Cowboys versus Cardinals with Dallas minus 12.5, another back-to-back 12.5 spread. Under at 44.
Here's another one where Cardinals at the house, they've looked pretty good the first 2 weeks. I know they've lost both games, but they're not getting blown out. They've covered both games. I'd probably take the Cardinals here if like I said, I like my other 4 picks a lot better, but maybe Sunday I might be taking the Cardinals plus the points at home. So 12 points at home is insane. Like, you don't see that very often. So yeah, that's kind of where I lean. What about you, Cole?
Go ahead, Luke. I'm putting this in.
All right, yeah. I'm with Troy. I kind of like, if I had to take something, I would take the Cardinals to cover just because, they've covered the past 2 games. However, Dallas is arguably the best defense in the NFL right now, and they're putting up points, and they just look great, kind of how they do at the beginning of every season. But too many points for me to take, especially with Cowboys traveling to Arizona.
Yeah, I don't have a pick in this one, but I would definitely lean Cowboys. This is a kind of a are you not entertained moment in my opinion. They fucking completely embarrassed the Giants. Went against a 9-point spread last week against the Jets, who the Jets I think have arguably a top 3 defense in the league, if not a guaranteed top 3 defense in the league. And they hung up how many on them? Like 30 something?
30.
Yeah, like 31-10 was the final score, I believe. But dude, this defense is, oh my God. We were talking about a starting quarterbacks with Dobbs. I think this is honestly, I think it's going to get up to 14. I think so many people, I think this is going to be a big public bet. Which is kind of on Troy's point. I could definitely see like money backdooring and kind of, getting in on the Cardinals backdooring this game. And a lot of money coming in at the end of it, like right before game time. But I'm going to stay away from it. Honestly, I think the Cowboys are winning the Super Bowl this year after what I've seen so far. I think it's Cowboys.
Buddy, we're in week 3. Let's calm down a little bit.
If we're talking Super Bowl, I'm saying if we're at a Super Bowl like tomorrow, it's going to be like who do we think it's going to be? Probably what, Dolphins, Cowboys.
How are you feeling about the Jets Super Bowl and your futures right here at the bottom of the screen?
Oh, dude, absolutely fucking horrible. What do you mean? Fucking Aaron Rodgers fucking snapped his Achilles. What are you talking about? I was feeling great about it when they had Aaron Rodgers and a top 3 defense. Oh my God, that was screaming Super Bowl to me.
I guess I can't really talk because I have the Bengals right there, and they're.
Yeah, I was about to say, bro.
If the Jets end up winning, you should text your bookie and ask for triple.
Yeah, be like, bro, come on, throw some extra.
Aaron Rodgers comes back in the playoffs, that would be legendary.
Right. All right. Next one we got is Raiders Steelers. We got an over under 44, and we got Vegas minus 2.5. I know you got a little something on this one, Troy. So I'll go ahead and take this one away. Vegas looks like dog shit. Their linebacker had a mental breakdown. Their best linebacker had a mental breakdown and left the team. And now he's exposing famous people on his Instagram story. So per usual, the Raiders are an absolute mess. Go Steelers. We're winning this game. Steelers minus 2.5, not a pick, but go Steelers. Swing them terrible towels. You're coming into Pittsburgh, boy. All right.
So are you a Falcons fan or a Steelers fan?
Steelers and Falcons, bro. I explained this in episode 1. We're not going to re-talk about this. We've been friends for 15 years. This man still's asked me this for the past 15 years. Jesus Christ. All right. Luke, what you got on this one, buddy?
No official play for me, but I like the Steelers' defense. Their offense didn't look too great last week, but I think the Steelers' defense against this depleted Raiders. I think Devontae Adams might be out. Everybody's out except for Josh Jacobs, and this dude had 9 carries for -2 yards last week. And I think the Pittsburgh Steelers are going to lock down their offense, and it might be a sloppy one, but if I had to take a pick, I'd take the Steelers.
Yeah, all right, so this is going to be my last play for the week. I'm taking the Raiders minus 2.5, so totally against both of y'all here. And so, yeah, listen, the spread started here. Las Vegas was a 1-point underdog when this opened up. They're now a 2.5-point favorite, which tells you what, Christian? Money's coming in on the Steelers.
You're right.
And
not taking
reasons that y'all say you want the Steelers, I'm the complete opposite. The defense, the defensive line for the Steelers is really good against the pass, but they have one of the worst rush defenses in the league.
32nd, right?
Not wrong.
It's not good. Yeah, it's not good. So look for Josh Jacobs to bounce back here. He had a terrible week last week, but he's a top 4 running back in the
Hayward's
league.
out.
He's back. He's going to be back. He's ready to roll. And Devontae Adams is playing. The only one that's questionable is Jacoby Myers. And I think he plays as well. So, yeah, I like the Raiders at home in this spot. I don't think the Steelers' defense is scoring 2 touchdowns again. That offense is so bad that they have to score touchdowns to win games, as you saw last week. So, I'm really high on the Raiders here. So, yeah, I got the Raiders minus 2.5. Love this play for all those reasons I listed out there. And I hate that we're disagreeing on this. But,
no. I mean,
your terrible towel.
Yeah.
No, we're not disagreeing on this. I just want the Steelers to win, but you made a great point with the run game, a bounce back game for Josh Jacobs, but also taking the fact that Cameron Hayward is out. So that's the only person on the Steelers defense that can stop the run. So I think you are completely right.
Is Minka out too? I know it's not.
I think he was questionable, and he honestly makes a big impact on the run game. They send him a lot, kind of downfield. Yeah. He's a heavy hitter, but I mean, honestly, I wouldn't take this, but if I had a gun in my head, I would honestly probably take Vegas. To be completely honest with you,
for the sake of my fantasy team. Josh Jacobs, please.
Dude, and can we just real quick, can we just talk about Najee Harris real quick and how terrible
got him
he is?
on my fantasy too. Please step it up. Both of these running backs.
I'm gonna say just real quick, can we just be like, what the fuck is wrong with Najee Harris, dude? I'm panicking over here as a Steelers fan. But all right, so yeah, he's got Raiders minus 2.5 as his last pick of the week. Next game we got is Eagles versus Bucks. We got Philly minus 5, and we got an over under of 45. I don't have anything on this one. Luke, I know you have something on this one, so I'll just say something quick on this one. Only way I can think about this one is Eagles have really underwhelmed. I don't think they're as good as everyone thinks they are. But also, I think the Eagles are going to get really hot at the end of the season, just like last year. I think you save your best football for the end of the season. You don't want to play your best football at the beginning of the year. That's not the teams that win the Super Bowl. Teams that win the Super Bowl is the teams that get hot at the end of the year. So don't mistake them starting off slow and looking not great. Do I love Tampa Bay plus 5? I don't think it's enough for me. If it was like a plus 7 or a plus 6.5, I would think about it. But plus 5 just isn't enough. I could see Jalen Hurts just getting some garbage time points or something at the end, just to kind of make this one ugly or just to barely cover the spread. So for that reason, I'm gonna stay away from this one. Troy, you got anything on this one?
Yeah. So I would lean the Buccaneers here at plus 5. I think 3 people in the Eagles secondary is out this week, and good luck covering Mike Evans and Chris Godwin.
If Baker can get the ball there.
Yeah, and then another thing, the Eagles have not looked really good in the passing game this year with Jalen Hurts. I think he's battling through some injuries and stuff, but obviously their running game is what's carried them in both games. But guess what Tampa Bay does really well? They stop the run. They have some really good linebackers. So it just kind of scares me. I think the Eagles win the game, but I would, like I said, I lean the Bucks because of those reasons listed there. So yeah, Luke, what you got?
Yeah, I do have an official pick going the other way. I have Eagles -5. I just felt like the Eagles, as far as team to team, are a better team than Tampa Bay. I feel like they could cover 5, but Tampa Bay could keep it close. The thing that made me swing the Eagles' way is that Tampa beat the Bears last week, and then Week 1 beat the Vikings, and they beat Chicago by 10 last week and won by 3 the first week. So I think that the Eagles are going to come into town, and I mean, if they play Eagles football, I mean, this shouldn't be a sweat game. However, they are going to Tampa. Does have a good defense, does have a good offense. But I am leaning Eagles -5, and I hope they pull through.
Absolutely, absolutely. So yeah, let's get on to this next game here. We got Rams versus Bengals Monday night, last game here.
Yeah, I'll start this because I know you have a play call.
Go ahead.
So if you were lucky enough to get the the Rams at +6.5 when this line opened up, congratulations to you because it's now at 2.5 because of the Joe Burrow news, which is why I'm staying away from this thing. I would have loved to take the Rams at +6.5 when it opened up, but this is another Falcons situation where I just missed the fucking line. So, yeah, for me, it's staying away because of that reason. If I had to play anything here, I think I like the over, man. I think I love the Rams' offense this year. They've been playing really, really well. We like that man Puka. And so, and then the Bengals have to win this game, right? So I think there's going to be some scoring in this game. But yeah, for that reason, I'm staying away because I missed the line at the best opportunity.
Absolutely. You got anything, Luke?
Don't have any official plays. And you mentioned the over. You like the over. I mean, if Joe Burrow is ruled out, you think that line drops a little bit, right? If he's not playing, it probably gets a little more favorable.
It's only at 43 right now, so I can.
But how much more can it drop? It's not going to drop below 38.
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah.
And I don't really see it dropping below 40. I could see it go down to like 40 or 41, but I couldn't see it go under that.
Yeah, I don't have anything, but
okay. But yeah,
I don't. It's a toss-up for me.
This is my last pick of the week. I got Rams versus Bengals over 43.5. I got this a little bit higher before the Joe Burrow news broke. I got it like right when the Burrow news broke, possibly. I'm not really sure on that.
That's the line. That's the line right now, Cole.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
So yeah, I got 43.5 over. The reason I think you can get a really good value with this if Burrow plays, but I think if even Burrow doesn't play, this Bengals defense look really bad. LA's offense doesn't look great, but they look better. Now they did, I believe, today just trade away Cam Akers.
To the Vikings.
So that kind of sucks. They're going to be kind of.
I'm going to disagree with you with the offense. You said that it doesn't look great. I mean, they've scored 30.
No, I said it does look great. And I said it does look great.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
gotcha.
I said it doesn't look great, but it looks good. You know what I mean? It doesn't look like the Rams' offense if Cooper Kupp was in their like Super Bowl year.
Gotcha.
Because I think if Cooper Kupp was in this offense, you know, the Rams. We're talking the Rams being undefeated possibly. But with that being said, I love the over here of 43.5. But yeah, I really think they cover. If Joe Burrow plays, this is a no sweat bet for me. If he doesn't play, I might have to sweat this out a little bit, but I still love it at over 43.5. But yeah, that's it for me. So now let's switch over to this.
And I want to mention, if Joe Burrow doesn't play, the backup for the Cincinnati Bengals is Jake Browning, the Washington alum.
Oh.
So I remember when he was in college, there was a lot of hype around him and stuff.
Yeah.
But that's surprising that I looked at the depth chart and that's the backup. So
that's awesome. I would love that. What if he just came out and just like some what's his name for 49ers?
Brock Purdy.
Brock Purdy.
Yeah, big cock Brock. So let's go through Luke's picks real quick here. So I know his first pick was going to be Eagles -5, and we got a second pick, Commanders +6.5. And Colts +8. Luke, you just want to go through these three real quick and just give a little summary on all three of them?
Yeah, Eagles -5, basically just because, I think the Eagles could cover. Bucks do have a good defense. Little thing that concerns me, Commanders +6.5. Would love to buy half a point, get that at 7. Good defensive line and stuff for the Commanders. And then Colts +8. I think if I had to choose a favorite out of my 3, I think Colts +8 is
That's
my favorite.
out of yours as well.
Like I said, Ravens 14-24, Lamar Jackson against the spread as home favorites. And 8 points is a lot of points in the NFL, so I love that one.
Absolutely. Well, hopefully next time you're on here, that record will be 3-0, brother.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's it. That's it for us at TNC's Sports Podcast here. NFL Week 3.
Make sure you like, subscribe to the channel, and then also go on our Twitter for additional picks. We'll release some stuff throughout the weekend. Might have some college football for you as well. So make sure you're looking into that. Colm, you got anything else?
That's it for me, man. That's it for me. Check us next week. Hopefully, when y'all get back on here, we had a nice little undefeated week for you guys. Till next time.
See ya.
Appreciate it.